Hi again. I will be going over resources available and ways to support non-traditional students. As a refresher, a non-traditional student meets one of 7 characteristics, which are delayed enrollment into post-secondary education, attends college part-time, works full-time, is financially independent for financial aid purposes, has dependents other than a spouse, is a single parent, or does not have a high school diploma. They are also usually 24 years or older. As talked about in my previous presentation, the challenges that non-traditional students come across are being out of school for a long period of time, not having the financial support, and learning how to juggle their lifestyle. Returning to school and adjusting to their new lifestyle can go hand in hand in terms of support provided and resources that can be accessed. The best way to address these challenges with a non-traditional student is to educate, support, and embrace them. Being financially stable and having financial resources available helps non-traditional students in the completion of their degree. Some ways to help out a non-traditional student financially include pointing them to the correct resources. One way to help alleviate cost is for a student to ask their employer if they have a tuition reimbursement program. While tuition reimbursement is not something you can help with directly, you can mention it to the student and point them in the right direction. Some people don't even know that tuition reimbursement is something available. U.S. companies spend $28 billion annually on educational assistance programs, yet only 2 to 5% of eligible employees actually take advantage of them. Every employer has different stipulations in order to receive the maximum benefit. In order to get the most of their time working on their degree, students may want to work on projects, research, and attend conferences and workshops. Most of these things will cost money on top of what they are already paying. Supporting them and encouraging them to participate is great, but being able to provide resources and places to apply for financial support for them is just as important. The Association for Non-Traditional Students in Higher Education seeks ways to help both its individual student members and its member schools who are supporting adult learners in their educational journeys. They are able to do this through the provision of scholarships. They also offer conferences, publications, and other resources, since they are very firm in the belief that it's never too late for someone to enroll in school and to complete their education. Scholarships are available to students through their university, as well as other sources. There are a plethora of online websites that have mass quantities of scholarships. There are 3 links that I have up on the screen that you could refer them to. There are different deadlines, qualifications, and monetary values through all of these websites, but there are also so many more. If you go to Kutztown's website, they have a section about the scholarships that are available specifically through the school, as well as when and how to apply for FAFSA, since need-based scholarships are applied through the results of the FAFSA. Kutztown specifically supports the endeavors of students who want to partake in research and projects through the KU Bears grant funding. This allows students to develop the skills needed while also providing faculty members with research assistance. So, what can we do to support adult students? As faculty and staff, we need to understand that adult students have lives away from college and may not be as connected to campus as our traditional students. However, we also want to be sure to challenge adult students to become engaged in their learning so they get the most out of their education. If a non-traditional student has work, family, and school commitments, it is important for them to find a bachelor's program that is flexible and fits with their schedule. This could mean part-time, online, or hybrid options. Whether they are returning to school after a decade or just have a lot going on in their life, time management is crucial. They will need to relearn how to manage their daily life of family and work, but on top of that, how to manage coursework, classes, and the time needed to complete these tasks. Working with them to create a weekly schedule with room for any surprises that may pop up will present them with a form of structure, which helps them feel more in control of everything going on. Research also shows that switching between tasks can cause a 40% loss in productivity, so encourage them to avoid multitasking, even if they think it will help. The last thing to help with returning to school and learning how to adjust is educate them on the resources available to them. Encourage them to get into contact with their academic and career advisors. Go to tutoring or get a life coach to support them. Just knowing where all the buildings are and knowing where to go if they have an issue creates a feeling of welcome and belonging. For Kutztown specifically, they can go to kutztown.edu and look at all that we have to offer. Making sure that you yourself are educated on what is available to our students and how to navigate them there will allow you to build that connection. If you have a non-traditional student that has come to you about not being able to find a babysitter, for instance, see if you can research or reach out to someone to find a place that is available to them. Specific services for adult students can include extended office hours, designated lounge or study space, evening classes, childcare, financial advising, and a learning environment that supports all types of learning styles. Just like traditional students, they have a lot on their plate to handle. Be sure to promote self-care. Having to juggle work, school, family, and health is not an easy task. Encourage them to celebrate the small victories that they accomplish, like finishing a paper or participating in class when they previously felt too shy. Making sure that they are taking care of themselves will help prevent burnout, which many college students go through. Also, make sure that they are included in campus activities and in class. Do whatever you can to pull non-traditional students into class discussions. This is where the real-world relation from my previous presentation can come in handy. Their experience can be a source of entertaining and important observations. Be sure to choose readings that might be relevant to their situations, and then structure writing and presentation assignments that encourage them to draw upon their experiences. Lastly, make sure to acknowledge them. They need to feel seen inside and outside of the classroom. Non-traditional students are a great resource. They bring a wealth of wisdom and experience and skills to the class, as well as perspective on life that may be very different from students that come in at the age of 18. Learn how to take advantage of their wisdom and experience to create learning opportunities for young students. And remember, they may have been through something that you have not. So learn how to support them from all aspects without putting them down.